Good evening and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Tonight from J. Doyle Field, boys lacrosse against the Falcons of Monroe Township High School. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting all the action to you. Bears come into this game at 3-7, and they're matched up against probably an equally talented team in the Monroe Falcons, who come into this game, what? Too much wind? Or they weren't?
No, you're fine. It was
okay.
Our problem.
There's nobody up there on the camera?
Okay.
Good evening and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Tonight, boys lacrosse against the Falcons of Monroe Township High School. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka, bringing you all the action from J. Doyle Field here on a blustery April evening. Bears come into this game at a record of 3-7 and are matched up against Monroe, who come into this game at 2-7. In talking to Coach Rory Murray before the game here, mentioned that his team is up and down, inconsistent. Their last game against St. John Vianney, Bears were tied with St. John Vianney 8-8 with 3 minutes left, but let the game slip away. Look for a big performance tonight from John Krajewski, who had 8 points in that game against St. John Vianney, 5 goals and 3 assists. And getting a starting goal tonight, Tom Burzak will have a chance to show his talents in goal for the Bears, who are looking to right the ship and chart a good course as we head toward that magical cutoff date for the state playoffs. And we'll be back with the opening draw in just a moment. And we are back, waiting the opening draw here at J. Doyle Field. Wind out of the north and blowing at a 30 to 40 mile an hour clip. I don't know if it will affect play. Drawing at midfield. Mickey Levine battling there for it, but picked up by Monroe. Cole Marini and the Falcons will start out on offense in the purple and white with gold numerals. Bears in the home white with green numerals and trim. Parcell and then Chase Southern. Working around the outside there. Bears manning up on defense nicely. Michael Quinton, number 50, coming out there. Both of these teams coming in off of losses. Well, Monroe played yesterday. And do we have a goal? Okay, it looked like it hit something, but they are calling it a goal. It bounced, and I thought it just hit the pipe, and then we have a little conference here. And yes, they are awarding a goal. That was for Monroe Township there first. Did not catch the number. And Mickey Levine picks it up cleanly this time on the draw, but loses it on the ground. Ball bouncing around. Bears have not had a chance to control it, and starting out on the break, Monroe. Parker Damone coming right on in. Ball's knocked out of his stick. And Michael Quinton will pick it up and try to get to some open space. Coming across from behind. Tripped up and no call. The trailing official, though, will pick it up and call a loose ball push and award possession for the Bears. Dan Johnson there, the long stick coming across. Situational substitution here as the Bears will set up on offense for the first time. And Mickey Levine loses it, picks it back up again, being pushed from behind, and again a loose ball push on Monroe. Levine will pick it up and take it outside the box, pass it over on the far sideline. Bears with their first chance really to set up their offensive game here early in the first quarter. And a force out, push out. Kind of hard to see the lines here. They are, for the boys lacrosse, painted in a dark blue, and with the shadows, it's going to be hard to see. Peter Jarosowicz for the Falcons now, bringing the ball up on that far sideline, passes it off. Bears pursuing well on defense. Again, Monroe content to work it around the outside. Andreades to Parcell to Park. Back to Andreades. Inside, shot by Park is speared by Tom Burzak. And an outlet pass to Johnson's going to go wide and out. Second failed clear attempt here. Bears playing man-on-man defense here. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left to go first quarter. Park, Andreades, and Parcell, the midfield line out there. Bounce shot wide, but Burzak spears it. He'll outlet. Seth DeVer is looking for midfielder to come across. Now he's going to come across the midfield stripe and gets the ball knocked out. Stick is going to go back across. Crunch there and knocked down, and we're going to get. Are we going to get a penalty out of this? Are we going to get a conference? Not a good sign necessarily when you have a conference this early in the match, and this isn't even a goal call, but okay, so what will be the call? Did the okay, possession going to go to Monroe. Guess a loose ball push will probably be the final result there. And this is the Monroe first midfield line here. Andreades, Parcell, and Connor Park. Ball knocked down as Michael Contreras could not come up with it for the Bears. Not much effort here from Monroe to find any seams inside. Now you have some isolation. A pick set as more activity in the middle. Trying to get a shot is Andreades. Oh no, that's Parcell. And Burzak was the easy save. One of the things this new field turf field that they put in does is give the goalies a true bounce as opposed to a rather pot-marked old field that was here with the grass abused from the football season and not quite grown in yet. Wraparound check there, ball knocked down but picked up by the defense, and they'll outlet. Okay, second midfield line out now. Jarosowicz, excuse me. Macararo. Bears not trying to pursue or push it here. Now you have Johnson came out on a switch, double team, but it leaves a wide open lane, and crashing through the middle is, but they're going to call crease violation as Andreades managed to get inside after that double team failed to dislodge the ball, but going to call for a crease violation. Bears will try to clear here. Michael Contreras running close to the out of bounds, which is not quite the football sideline, but they are going to call it. He stepped out before trying to make that pass. Either way, Monroe gets the ball. And a 1-0 lead so far in this first quarter. Parcell, shot. Again, Burzak had a clear lane to see it. Not a difficult shot, right in the basket. Three Falcon defenders come across, but the Bears do get it across midfield. Krajewski now has it for the Bears as he works down the far sideline. Double team in place. Mike Solomini cannot come up with it cleanly, and Monroe gets the ball back again. And a timeout. Before that play unfurled, the coach for Monroe called a timeout. Did not like the fact that Longstick was leading the break there. Well, I'd like to take this time to thank the EBTV technical crew for coming out. As you take a look at Coach Rory Murray speaking to the Bears. EBTV technical crew, even on a blustery day like this, setting up shop and giving us an opportunity to broadcast East Brunswick High School athletics to you. These games are available on the internet on demand. Go to ebtv3.org, click on the video on demand menu, and not only will you find East Brunswick High School athletics there, but all the community programming from the EBTV crew. Video on demand on ebtv3.org. Again, thanks for coming out and setting up. We're here 3 sports seasons. Now Monroe will take it over. 4:48 left to go, first quarter. 1-0. Falcons with the lead. An early goal on a defensive breakdown in front. And a high bounce shot that just got under the crossbar. Other than that, Tom Burzak has at least 4 more saves to his credit. Okay. And they'll trigger, Falcons will trigger from the behind the cage here on the side. Kevin Morello, Tackman being pursued by Seth DeVer. Looking for that cutter in front, not available. And coming up with the ball, Michael Contreras. Contreras will pass to Burzak, and Burzak will trigger the clear, but a giveaway, knocked down by Johnson, and that was just a mistake on the Falcons' part, not picking up with that. Now Johnson's coming across. Ball's on the ground. Again, a long stick leading the break. Maybe not the best use. Bears have yet to get a shot on goal, as their possessions have been choppy and turnover plagued. Working behind the cage. Trying to roll out in front, trying to get that leverage. Cannot. Good defense in front, John Krajewski. Good crease defense there by Krajewski to knock the Falcon player off his mark. Wanted to roll straight in on goal, but could not do it. A smaller player can do that with good leverage. And somehow Andreas managed to find room above Burzak's shoulder and put that one in the far side. 2-0. Mickey Levine will draw at midfield. That draw controlled finally by Connor Park. Bears doing a good job collapsing inside. Now isolation run. And again, good crease defense here. And that check is legal. Looked like a trip, but they're going to let that one go. Krajewski with a good catch now on the break. Gets past 2 Falcon defenders, looks to get inside, gets the ball knocked out of his stick, picks it back up again, and will set it up finally as the Bears have an opportunity here with 1:50 left in the first quarter to put their first shot on cage. And Tim Brown to try to ball knocked out of Michael Burns' stick, but he picks it back up again right on that back end line. Got to be careful. He already had one out of bounds violation there when weren't quite paying attention to where that line is. Burns trying to find it inside. A little hard pass to Solimini. And from that distance, that kind of pass, not the best pass when you're 4 feet away. And it goes out of bounds, and with a minute left to go, Monroe's goalie gets his first action of the game by bringing the ball out to almost midfield. Parcell will work it around the box. You hear the offensive and defensive calls coming out for the setup here as they're also counting down the time. Looks like Monroe's going to play for the last shot. And that one went off hip and a score. Parker DeMoore. Three 0. 21 seconds left to go. First quarter. Bears again have yet to put a shot on cage. This is not the same team, apparently, that played yesterday and lost at Old Bridge. Or to Old Bridge, I should say. Ooh, what a rip shot there. With 11 seconds left. Monroe up now 4. Chase Sentherin. Did you copy that right? Unofficially, that was the 11th shot. And a face-off violation. Falcons will have possession. They're waiting with... And the clock was running. It shouldn't have been running. But they are going to adjust that. And that is the end of quarter number 1. Disappointing quarter for the Bears as their offense unable to produce a single shot and the defense with enough lapses to give opportunities for the Falcons to post 4 in that first quarter. Well, this game will be rebroadcast twice more on EBTV. You can see this game Saturday, April 26th at 3 p.m., Sunday, April 27th at 1 p.m. You can also catch this on demand on the internet, ebtv3.org. Click the video on demand menu. And as we watch the coaching staff for the Bears splitting up there, offense, defense. And the conditions here, wind, but wind should not play a large factor in the game because the ball, very heavy ball, lacrosse balls are almost like almost vulcanized rubber, like a puck. So it's not going to be played with the wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour right now. Yeah, wind coming out of the northwest. It's going to be cold tonight, apparently. The temperature's going to get down around freezing with the wind chill down around 20. So we bring those plants in once again. And your attack line here, Brown, Beckman, Burns for the Bears. Your midfielders right now, Mickey Levin's going to take the draw. You got a long stick midfielder in Dan Johnson on the far side. Mike Salamini here on the close side, number 29. On the offensive side, Michael Quinton, Seth DeVer, and Justin Lipinski as defense with Tom Burzak in goal. Picked up cleanly by the Falcons, who are now operating left to right on your television screen to start the second quarter. Now here you have a long stick midfielder for the Falcons, Cole Marini. Now will come off, situational substitution. Jason Andreades. Andreades behind the cage, guarded by Levine. Now you see Cutters going across the formation, opening up a space, a bounce shot on the move by Parcell, and it's 5-0. Motion across the face of the crease and across the face of the goalie, clears out room, and just to get that angle enough to torque a shot. Levine has it cleanly now as the Bears look to operate and get their first shot on goal, first goal. Levine's going to take it in, look in low, kind of half pass, half shot. What are the officials going to call? They're going to say it's a shot. Not on cage, but they're going to call it a shot, so Bears retain possession. Ball's on the ground, and not a clean pass inside, but picked up by Burns. Burns has it knocked out of his stick, so he's going to battle for it. And Bears will have possession on a loose ball push. Wide open set here as Burns is going to try to draw some attention, but his pass knocked down, picked up by the defense here and again an errant pass. Jarazowitz now with the second midfield line in there for the Falcons. Dump inside, no shot, so pulling it out nicely is Demore. accuracy passing. No, ball not on the ground, just finding the open men. Patience. Falcons have done a masterful job. That was probably the worst goal let up here. As it was a bad angle shot, but it did manage to bounce high enough and over the shoulder, and it is now 6-0. Okay, Levine gets the draw. Barnes tried to set a screen there. Now Solomini's going to have it. Gets inside the box, ducks it back out. Levine trying to break down a long stick. Cannot run it, runs instead behind the cage. Way out near the far sideline. We're going to get a delayed penalty call there, probably for a slash. And a 1-minute penalty for a slash. And the Bears will have a man-up advantage here for 1 minute. 8:34 left, second quarter, looking for their first goal. Now, defensive-wise, you should see Monroe get into a pattern like 5 on the dice and play more of a zone, but we're going to wait a little bit of a false start there by the officials to make sure everybody was off the field. But instead, no, they're going to chase behind the cage and play a straight box and pursue a little bit out. Okay, so no, actually, surprisingly, just ignoring the man behind the cage and playing 5 in front, man-to-man. First shot on goal is a save there by Joey Masari. And the Falcons can effectively run out the rest of the clock here on that penalty, but turn the ball over in the process. So the penalty box is clear as the man is released. Bears fail to score there. Long downfield pass, chucked down to Johnson. He's going to bring it across midfield. And Solomini just could not come up with that pass. Ball's on the ground. Michael Quinton battling for it. Will pick it up, gets slams, the ball's popped out. Solomini has it for the Bears. Gets it across midfield. Gets bumped, but stays in bounds. Bit of a delicate balancing act there. Krajewski, after his 8-point game, looking for his, put the Bears on top, 8-point game against St. John Vianney, gets held, almost clothesline, no call. Levine shot over the cage. But a nice play, at least to grab that high errant pass. Off the pipe, you heard that one. Bears cannot seem to even buy a break on that shot, which was a good shot. And outlet pass for Park, and Park rips and scores. Seven, nothing our score. A bit of delay here as Monroe did not put a face-off man there. Now they do. Park picks it up and will set the Falcon offense with 6:23 remaining in this second quarter. Ball is on the ground. Burzak does manage to track it down just behind the cage. And will outlet. Now bring it up himself. The return pass in the middle. Brown losing control, but picking it up here is Contreras to Levine. Levine looking. Ball is knocked down in front. I think it hit the back of the leg of one of the Monroe defenders. Didn't even make it to the cage. And Monroe on the break. Inside. And that left-handed shot goes far side and off hip, reaches net, and with 5:20 left to go, the score is now 8-0. And we have a loose ball push. Bears will get the ball. Situational substitutions again as Johnson, the long stick midfielder, comes out. Krajewski now going to have it, going to run it all the way across the box. Looking for a pick. A little too far outside, really, for a good pick. And finally, the Bears get on the board. Mark Beckman in front. And the Bears get off the zero with 4:56 left to go in this second quarter. I do see Paul Breitbard, the second goalie here, warming up on the sideline. So I don't know if we're going to see that change at halftime or before. Park has it. Lots of movement now as the inside, as you watch the offense run across in front of Burzak. Up and back and forth across the face of the crease. Good defense there as Andrades tried to lean in with the shoulder and torque a shot off. Did not get a chance to do that. And bringing it across midfield for the Bears is Mickey Levine. Levine, his pass a little hard to handle there on the far sideline. And it will be Monroe Falcon possession. Again, somebody yelled out, "Who has 13?" as Parcell was around there. And that bounce shot tickets upper far side corner and gets there. Just seems like that net is Velcro and everything thrown its way finds it in the crease. 9-1 our score. Once again, Monroe with the ball. Park. Monroe now using third and even fourth line midfielders out there in combinations with their first line. Pass sniped down. Nice anticipation by Burzak to come out and challenge. And he'll trigger the clear here as he brings it across. Looks for help and will find it. Solomini brings it up, looking inside, trying to find Beckman. That pass is knocked down and picked up by the Falcons. Timeout, Monroe. As Monroe coach Joe Iannone did not particularly like his goalkeeper playing fake out there with no defender back behind him. 2:21 left to go in the second quarter. I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting all the action to you from J. Doyle Field here on a blustery spring day. The weather is much more akin to late fall than it is springtime, but we are rain-free, snow-free for at least for the while. And bring you all the action of boys lacrosse. Bears came into this game 3-7, coming off a loss a couple days ago to St. John Vianney, where the Bears and St. John were tied at 8 with 3 minutes left to go, but the Bears could not hang on and end up losing 11-8. Shadows now almost fully engulfing the field, although you see in the video, in the screen there, the picture there, the one open area right by where the players are gathered for the Bears, but most of this field now covered in shadows. All right, so some substitutional changes here. Tom Balmer is now on the attack line for the Bears, along with Beckman and Brown. Michael Quinton coming all the way out on defense. Bears right now with 4 long stick defenders out there. No, and they're going to call Jarazowitz for a ward off earlier in that run. No goal. And Burzak brings it across to Krajewski. Krajewski's going to draw a double team here as Burzak has to go back across midfield in order for another midfielder or attacker to come, on. Krajewski does a good job at holding on to the ball, but Monroe's goalkeeper, Masani, comes out. Now you have pushing and shoving there. Back and forth, balls popping all over the place. And out on a break here. Monroe looking to exploit it, slips and falls. There's no moisture on the turf. It's been pretty dry week here. But just a good slip and fall there. 30 seconds left. Down to 15 seconds. There'll be a delayed penalty call there as the shot goes wide. And Michael Quinton will draw a 1 minute penalty there for a slash. With 7 seconds left to go. Probably we'll see Monroe just hold the ball here, because if they hold it at the end of the period with the man advantage, they do get the ball to start the third quarter. And that is the end of the first half. Our score, Monroe 9, East Brunswick nothing. Monroe comes out to an 8-0 lead before East Brunswick managed to post their first goal, and only goal, by Mark Beckman. And we'll be back with the second half action in just a moment. And we are back to start the third quarter. Monroe will have the man up thanks to a 1 minute penalty on Michael Quinton. Took that with about 7 seconds left to go. So Monroe will put the ball in play. No face-off. If you control the ball at the end of a quarter with the man advantage, you get to keep it. And that pass goes through everybody and goes into the East Brunswick attack end. And picking it up and trying to run around Thomas Bomber. Bomber trying to run as much time off the clock as possible here. Krajewski's got a triple team here. And a good pass combination, Solimini to Beckman, but Beckman's shot was high and over the cage. Still about 10 seconds or so left on the penalty. And Quinton will be substituted out as the Bears are still on offense here. Mickey Levine will be released from the box in the place of Quinton, and he'll go right onto the offense here as the Bears look to set it up. Really wide out there is Burns. Bomber mishandles the pass, and that's the danger of being so far wide, is that those passes to the man behind the cage have to travel, and they can sail on you if you're not careful. Whereas if you notice, the Monroe passes have been much shorter in distance. As you see, just going around the horn real quick rather than trying to throw from where the man has it right now to behind the cage. So even that pass is very light, feathered touch. Working around the outside there is Andrades. Now, and in goal, yes, in goal for the Bears, Rothka mentioned that Paul Breitbard is in the cage right now, makes the save there. Monroe, though, retains possession and working around the outside of the box. Andrades gets it back. Andrades tried to shoot before having it in his stick. Quinton couldn't come up with it. Park. You know, Old Bridge content to run the clock. They're up 9-1. Starting to stand around, though. Now looking for individual creative work there, and Park turns and torques a shot high to the short side. Caught Breitbard running across or moving to his left, and the shot snuck in behind him, and Monroe goes up 10-1. And 9-goal lead. They are running the clock right now. a scrum there. Nobody can come up with that as Johnson took that particular draw. That shot wide. Monroe will retain possession. Here at J. Doyle Field, again, the wind picking up, really snapping the American flag around, blowing from the northwest, 30 miles an hour, gusts to 40. Now you do have some shadow and light areas there around the Bears cage. Might cause a problem picking the ball up if you're looking right into that sun. Nice defense at the Bear. Not only, and Bryberg came out in help on that clear and didn't realize the ball was on the ground and did not get back into the cage in time. Defensive error there, and it costs the Bears their 11th goal against. Little dinker there inside. And we're going to get a call, a loose ball push against the Bears, as looked like Connor Park was parked right there on the crease and got tackled trying to go for that loose ball. So Monroe will have it. Now the clock was running even with the whistles. Now they've stopped it, so I'm not sure what the ruling is for this. Shot goes high and wide. That was Jarazowitz. Couldn't find it. Morella tried to come out in front. It looked like good defense there. I don't think he managed even to get that shot off, and that ball was popped up over the cage. But Falcons doing a good job picking up loose balls. Jarazowitz. Ball knocked out of his stick and picked up by, looks like Damore ran in and just picked it up and dinked it right in. So it's 12-1. Now wholesale changes again. Monroe going to third and fourth line midfielders right now. I call a Ward and give it to the Bears. Brett Clark. As the Bears also now some changes here on offense. Ball knocked on the ground, picked up by Jarazowitz. Levine will pick up the loose ball, bring it back. Shot, knocked down, a save. A rebound, crease violation, as Beckman did pick up the ball, but stepped on the line as he fired it home. No goal. Again, Monroe content just to work the ball. Good check there. Ball knocked on the ground. And yeah, the trailing official is going to give a call. A bit of a frustration foul there. I think the penalty is going to be on Monroe, and after that rather loud check that you heard, the Monroe player basically just, in anger, just kind of went maybe with a little high stick. So the Bears have the man up 1 minute. Pass on the ground. Going to be corralled by Levine, who's going to walk it up. Good defense there, knocking the ball out of Burns' stick. You can hear that stick-on-stick collision. Shot goes high and wide. Krajewski couldn't get his stick unstuck from the defender. Battling, Levine's gonna get it, but he's gonna get triple teamed. Manages to break through, fires it long side low, and Mickey Levine puts the second East Brunswick goal on the board with 3:50 left to go, third quarter. And some local fans here, though I do see a good sizable contingent on the away sideline, but I don't know if they're Monroe fans or just East Brunswick fans who figured they'd sit in the sunshine across the way and get warm. Andrade's had the opportunity to go through there. Johnson got his stick kind of caught up in it. Ball knocked out, but they called it a pass and not a shot. And we're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty. As it looks like Andrade picks up the unsportsmanlike call. And I don't know if I heard non-releasable or something. I don't know. I didn't catch that, but East Brunswick possession with the man up here with 3:21 left to go in quarter number 3. I'm Ken Saroka, broadcasting action to you from J. Doyle Field on a rather blustery April evening. Solomon couldn't come up with that. Had the angle, just couldn't come up with it. Levine trying to pass it around the Monroe defender and manages to do that. Clark can't get it into Solomon again, as Monroe's defense is able to corral the loose ball and break it out. Sean Gillis, number 40 on the outside there. Penalty is over as Andreades comes out of the box. That pass wide and out the end line. Krajewski comes across midfield, looking for someone to break open. Gets through a couple of defenders. High shot. And since the goalkeeper was closest, Monroe will be awarded possession. Quickly out on the break. And again, the passing from Monroe, that ball has not been on the ground that much, especially with those passes to clear the zones. One minute 20 left, third quarter. Parcell just looking for someone to get open here. Playing catch with Drazowitz. .40 seconds left to go. Looks like Monroe's just kind of holding out for the last shot. Shot knocked down. Rebound recovered by Monroe. 20 seconds left to go. High shot. Park over the cage. 13 seconds left. Michael Quinton battling there, trying to deny the angle. A wild shot gets muffled down in front. And that will be the end of the third quarter with our score: Monroe Township High School Falcons 12 and the Bears 2. Well, this game will be rebroadcast on Saturday, April 26th at 3 p.m. and Sunday, April 27th at 1 p.m. It's also available on demand. Any of the East Brunswick TV, EBTV programming available on demand, not just sports, but the community service programs. Go to ebtv3.org. I'm Ken Saroka. Again, I'd like to thank the EBTV technical crew for coming out, setting up on this rather blustery day. Camera crew up on top of the press box here. Kind of cold up there now that the sun has gone down below most of the playing field here. As you look at the coach of the Monroe Falcons, Joe Iannone. And again, Coach Rory Murray cannot be happy with the effort and execution. Although I guess in this particular case, down 10 goals, winning the quarter would be a positive accomplishment here. Monroe shuffling in a few substitutes here and there. East Brunswick, a couple of subs in, but pretty much staying with the same lineup that's been out there since the beginning. Levine and Johnson couldn't come up with it, but Levine's going to come up with it. The draw and bring it across for the Bears, who are now on the attack. And Levine tried to pass it inside, a little too much traffic there. And What's the call? They're going to call the ball out. Again, I can't see the line too much, but I think it's somewhere just inside or outside as you're looking at it on the TV screen, the 6-yard box there for the soccer goal. The yellow lines are the soccer goal lines, the red lines are the girls lacrosse, and the dark blue or blue are the boys lacrosse lines. And Monroe has been able to clear the ball significantly better than the Bears throughout this entire game. Delayed penalty now is on the way out. Somebody hacked at that Monroe defender who was bringing the ball across midfield, so delayed penalty there. It's a shot and a save right off the hands there. And slash penalty called on Burns, who will sit. Bears looking like they're going to be playing 5 on a dice here in a zone formation, willing to concede or to allow Monroe to operate behind the cage. That pass sniped out by Bryboard. Now coming across, short-handed break here. Bears look, and that shot was muffled down. Not really a difficult save there. Catching East Brunswick a little bit scattered there. East Brunswick will have possession of the ball. Still time to kill on this man down situation. Johnson's going to run it down the sideline here. Stop. Pass back. Bryboard looking for somebody to pass to. Will bring it across or up to the midfield. Finds Setvert and Krajewski, who has not had many solid touches down in or opportunities for shots after a 5-goal game against St. John Vianney. Couldn't convert there. And behind the play, the trailing official called one of the defenders for Monroe a 1-minute non-releasable. Yeah, it must have been something rather flagrant or objectionable conduct in some way, but you got another Monroe defender kneeling right around the cage. Did not see that. Again, that was behind the play as Phil Hostler, the athletic trainer, is bringing his card out to the field. Looks like a cramp, one of the defenders. And trying to see if he can continue playing or if he's got to, since they stopped the play, maybe that's why he has to come off. Now, Monroe's already down a long stick with the penalty. So the Bears with the man advantage here. Man up for 1 minute. Again, a non-releasable foul, so the Bears could score multiples. Again, ball's on the ground. Bears cannot be happy with their ball control. Good defensive play there. And Johnson's going to pick it up for the Bears. You got a long stick on offense here. A little bit of indecision there on the part of the Monroe goalkeeper, and that pass errant goes through Levine and goes across midfield. And then we have an offside there. Both feet came across. Not even a close issue there. Bears possession. And that pass, again, ball control and the passing has been questionable here as that pass from Levine just blooped. Steve Martin, the defender, playing catch with his goalkeeper here. Looks to chuck it downfield. Again, working around the outside, not really pushing it here, up 10 with 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Falcons looking to improve their record to 3-7. This loss would drop East Brunswick to 3-8, making it very difficult to get back to that 500 mark before the state playoff cut line. Errant pass, one of the few we've seen behind the cage there, as Jarazowitz just couldn't corral it, and he's one of the bigger players out there for the Falcons. Krajewski's going to get the pass from Bryberg. Krajewski to wind, fire, score. Having the room to just unwind, torque it up, and then just let it rip right through the 5-hole. Low shot, right between the legs. Long time coming, I guess, and for Krajewski, that was probably a bit of frustration being uncorked there as well, because he hasn't had a chance to really shoot. Maybe one shot attempt on goal, and that's the third Bears goal. If you can remember back to the days before the shot clock in college basketball, the old four corners, wait for that opportunity, but not really push it. That shot bounces, though, over the top of the cage as Andradius tried to sneak one past. Boom, one nice pass inside as Park was cutting across, turns, fires, drops it low, far side, and picks up the 13th Monroe goal. Nope. They're going to probably whistle Levine for a bit of a push or illegal interference there? Or are they going to? Okay, no, they're actually going to call that on Monroe. But if again, if you had the advantage, why not just let it play on? Great pickup there, controlling by the Falcons. And even when their passes don't go where they're supposed to, there's an opportunity for the pick it back up again. Timeout, Monroe. Do not know why the timeout was called. Up 10 goals with 6:04 left to go. But as the sun sets, the night falls. You're watching Bears Lacrosse on EBTV against the Monroe Falcons. Bears trailed 8-0 in this game before posting their first goal. Man, the whistle blows, plays in. Quinton. Good defense there. That long pass, even very, very nicely done. Right tempo, but a little bit of a misplay there. And fortunately, not being able to get rid of the ball in time and going to force the turnover there as Monroe picks it back up. Johnson battling. And picking up on a break here with numbers. And Brown just shot that one wide. Coming up from behind, you got to watch the substitutions, and Levine did not see that coming. Poor communication, though, also to not warn him about that earlier. And ripping the shot from 15 yards out. Wow. Not much you could do there. Just hope the stick's in the right spot if you're the goalkeeper, and hopefully it ends up in your basket. 4:28 left to go. 14-3, our score. No, that's not a football score. Interference or face-off violation, draw violation there on Levine. Monroe with the ball. Drazowitz gets crunched. And the trailing official threw a flag, and I don't know, did not see that, although coming over to the penalty box area is Johnson. Again, it's unsportsmanlike, non-releasable penalty, but it will be East Brunswick's ball. And that pass goes through Levine. Burns comes back and checks. And Bears shorthanded on the offensive side. That shot actually got muffled down. It's heading toward the sideline. Looks like it's going to get there. Nope, saved. But nobody can control the loose ball until finally Ryan Gallagher for the Falcons picks it up. 3 minutes remaining. Michael Quinton, and there's a push from behind. Quinton with good defense there, but the response by the Monroe Falcon player was to cross-check from behind. Free clear here for East Brunswick as Krajewski will get the ball just inside midfield in the offensive zone. Again, it was only a 30-second penalty. And they're calling something on Quinton now. I did not catch that, why Quinton got the penalty. We saw that unless he mouthed off or said something to the official or something unsportsmanlike, but I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. Quinton's pleading his case to the assistant coaches. What did I do? And Rory Murray doesn't have. All right, so Quinton got a 1-minute penalty for something. Good. They're going to give another penalty there for a cross check. East Brunswick down 2 men in the and 2 men on defense. The Falcon penalty expired. That was only a 30-second penalty, so that one expired. So 2-man down. Quinton's penalty now over. And Quinton will get the ball, come up. Tries to shoot and has it knocked down. Under 2 minutes left to go. Krajewski can't get the shot away as he's checked, and that's, again, been the frustrations here with the Bears. They have not been able to get clean shots. Whereas the Falcons go right down, shoot, and score. 15-3. And the hollers of that Monroe bench got kind of torqued off there with the block of Quinton's shot. Nobody wants to see a long stick come down and score. But then to pick up that ball and go right down Broadway and score, just not the way to end the game as the clock is now running. .30 seconds. And I guess that was a failure to advance call. .10 seconds. And that is the end of our contest with the final score. Monroe 15, East Brunswick 3. Bears dropped to 3-8 on the year. Monroe goes to 3-7. I'd like to again thank the EBTV technical crew for coming out tonight, for giving us an opportunity to broadcast East Brunswick High School athletics to you. This game again being rebroadcast and available on demand on ebtv3.org. For the EBTV technical crew, I'm Ken Saroka, wishing you all a good night. Again, final score, Monroe 15, East Brunswick 3. Good night.